I know I'm a little late to this party, but ever since season 3 of Rick and Morty, I've seen a jump in popularity in the show that I've never seen in my lifetime for a cartoon. I recently went through a Hot Topic store and literally half the shirts there were from the show. So what happened? Well, first and foremost, it's easily one of the greatest TV comedies of all time, and that's not just my opinion. If you go on the Internet Movie Database, it's ranked the 7th most well-reviewed show on the entire site, with the only things above it being dramas and documentaries. The show's writing is superb, and the premise of them jumping into any sort of reality they want leads to some very unique joke setups that I've never seen on any other show. And since it's on Adult Swim, they seem to step back and let the show's creators work their magic and take their time with short seasons, so the end product is very high quality. Of course, with this newfound popularity, it's led to some problems with certain things within the show's universe and its fanbase. The three I'd like to discuss today, though, are the complainers, the Szechuan sauce, and the pseudo-intellectuals. So let's begin. During season 3 of Rick and Morty, some fans thought that the show's quality went downhill, and when they looked into why that could be, some people pointed out that they thought it was because they hired some women writers on the staff of the show, so they started going after them. Now, to be clear, I don't think all the people that dislike season 3 were sexist in going after these women, but there were some people doing it. Before I get to the sexism part, I just want to say that honestly, for me, I didn't notice much of this supposed drop in quality that some of these people are going on about. Rick and Morty has been consistently funny since the show started. Anyone comparing this controversy to what happened to Ghostbusters, I think, is being foolish, since Rick and Morty is still successful and female Ghostbusters was a miserable failure. Anyway, back to the sexism angle, the creator of the show, Dan Harmon, went on a rant claiming that these haters were a bunch of angry straight white men. But honestly, I don't even see why he needed to go there, since there was more than enough straight white men, including myself, that enjoyed the season. Well, there are already a ton of videos on YouTube picking apart what Dan Harmon has said and showing why they think he's wrong with his statements. I have to give it to him that even though he has clear, very strong political opinions when talking in real life that lean in the social justice warrior direction, he doesn't seem to allow that to bleed over into his shows. During the election, he complained a ton about the current president of the United States. So he could have easily made this season about racist white males and Donald Trump with a bunch of regurgitated jokes about him, but he knows that would be trash comedy. No matter how you feel about Dan Harmon's political opinions, it's clear that if there's one thing he's good at, it's comedy. And the fact that the show does so well with the internet anti-PC crowd, even though Dan Harmon seems to lean in the opposite direction politically, shows how talented he really is. Next up, we have the Szechuan sauce that McDonald's was supposed to give out. This was just a complete disaster.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like to get a 10-piece McNugget and a bunch of the Szechuan sauce. Like, as much as you're allowed to give me. In 1998, they had this promotion for the Disney film Mulan, where they created a new sauce for the McNuggets called Szechuan sauce. And it's delicious. And then they got rid of it, and now it's gone. This is the only place we're going to be able to try it. It's in my memory.
Rick, you're doing this bit while your brain is melting.
Okay, all right.
After the show mentioned this obscure discontinued fast food item, fans have been begging for McDonald's to bring it back. At first, they just sent a jug of it to the creators of the show, but recently they announced it would be in certain stores for a day. Now, even though Szechuan Sauce Day has already passed, I want to tell my little story about it. That Saturday morning, I woke up and I was not feeling good. I had been coughing a lot for the past few days, but that morning I started coughing up blood, so then I go to the doctor and they tell me I have pneumonia. They put me on a ton of meds and an inhaler, and I'm just feeling like garbage that day. But then I realized at 2 o'clock that I have to go down to get this stupid Szechuan sauce because it was my only chance to do so. So I head down. I could have stayed in bed, but I went to McDonald's instead. Anyway, when I get there, there's a line around the entire store, and when I get out of my car and I try to go into the line, the woman tells me that they only had 50 packets of the sauce. They knew tons of people were going to show up, but they only sent out 50 packets to the location. And these people who were waiting in line were not assured a packet. What happened was they already sold out within the first few minutes, but they also gave a few to the local radio station, and they were waiting in line around the store for the chance of getting put in a raffle to get Szechuan sauce. It amazes me because they just absolutely wasted my time and I should have stayed in bed. They knew that there was going to be this demand, as I just mentioned before, but they chose to only send out a few packets to each store to cause this outrage to happen. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. They could have sent out a big box of the sauce to all the participating locations, but they chose not to. After this whole ordeal though, they had an official statement to read off online. Yesterday we were truly humbled by the amazing curiosity, passion, and energy this community showed to welcome back Szechuan sauce, even if just for one day. Thank you a million times over. Between the costumes, the memes, and the cross-state travel, you, the fans, showed us what you got. And our super limited batch, though well-intentioned, clearly wasn't near enough to meet that demand. Not cool. We agree, so we're gonna make this right. In the last 24 hours, we've worked to open any portal necessary, and it worked. Szechuan sauce is coming back once again this winter, and instead of being one day only and limited to select restaurants, we're bringing more. A lot more. So that any fan who's willing to do whatever it takes for Szechuan sauce will only have to ask for it at a nearby McDonald's. I will bet you $1,000 that they already knew that was going to happen and they had that statement already pre-written. I absolutely hate it when companies waste people's time with artificially lowered supplies of popular items. It shows a complete lack of respect for the customer when they trick us to go out to buy something, and then when you get there you realize that they never had that supply to begin with. Now I'm hearing stories about people spending $500 for a packet of the stuff on eBay. I mean, what kind of person even does that? Yo, what up guys, it's none other than Food Critic 6911 back again for another food review. This time I spent $500 on the Szechuan sauce from McDonald's, so let's see how it tastes. You could really taste the frivolous spending in there, as well as I think it's a hint of poor life choices. Then you had the poor staff at these McDonald's that had to deal with Rick and Morty fans. Let's finally talk about the most over-the-top and ridiculous group of fans of the series, the Pseudointellectuals. These are the people that watched this show about a crazy old alcoholic scientist and they said, you know what, I can relate to that guy. Many people online call them real-life Ricks, and these people are usually just a subset of pseudo-intellectual neckbeards on the internet. Rick is said to be one of the smartest people in the show's universe, so of course guys that feel they're smart think they're like him. Does anyone else here have a normie that they have taken under their wing to act as a Morty? Me being the most intelligent out of my friendship group, I have an extremely high IQ, I felt the need to do this so I could try and share some of my intelligence and wit and try to help one of my, shall we say, lesser friends. Maybe generalizing here, but it seems that many people hate Season 3 because it is more deep and story driven, which leads me to believe that those people are a little unintelligent. I know this is wrong, but when someone tells me they don't get Rick and Morty and they think it's just a dumb show, that immediately makes me think they lack the brain cells to understand this nihilistic masterpiece, like they are usually just too dumb to get it. I know that's probably not the case, but definitely more often than not, LOL. The funniest thing about these people is that they're never scientists doing groundbreaking research or academics working on another doctorate degree or even an entrepreneur running a successful company. No, they don't have any accolades whatsoever, but they have a fake sense of superiority because they relate to a cartoon character on the internet. Yes, I think I identify most with the Rick character from the show because both of us are intellectuals. Me and him share a very nihilistic view of the world. We see other people living their day-to-day lives so happily, and honestly, I kind of wish I wasn't so smart sometimes. I almost think being this smart is a curse because I could see the world as it truly is, while all you peasants just go along with your day-to-day lives. What? No, I got terrible grades in school, but you see, I have a different type of intelligence. At the end of the day, you shouldn't let any of these people ruin your enjoyment in the show, as I've seen some people claim online. You should just shrug them off and keep on watching the show as you usually do. Except for those weirdo cosplayers, some of those guys give me the creeps. Hey everybody, and thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. It's really appreciated. As for the question of the day, I don't have one, but I do have something to ask of you guys. If you have any ideas for video topics you want me to cover on this channel, or any sort of videos you want me to make, please leave a comment in the description. I'm looking for more stuff to cover in the month of November, so any ideas that you have are appreciated. I'll be reading through the comments. Also, you could tweet me at GamerFromMars. I will also look at them there too. So please let me know if you have any ideas. I'm looking for some new things to cover on the channel. So I'll end the video right here, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Let's back to Bello, a